What's up, y'all? It's Otaku Tavern back at you with another video. Had to do a different trail this time. There's a lot of normies out right now, and I just do not want to be around them. So I'm taking another way. But we're still gonna do this video. So what I want to talk about this time is something I said I was going to talk about, and I want to talk about what exactly is the similarities between hardcore depression, anxiety, compared to Kid Boo's nature. And first off, I want to say that this is not a Kid Boo versus Super Boo debate. I mean, I'll just tell you now, Kid Boo would win that easily. You know, you got to have more than smarts, but I'm not going to debate with that. But anyway, the thing with Super Boo, though, is like, I will say this, you know, he can be reasoned with a little bit. Like, he was reasoned with multiple times, you know, made to wait, made to do all this, and, you know, he reasoned a little bit with individuals, you know. Kid Boo, on the other hand, he's not like that. If he just even gets annoyed, like, or just angry, yeah, planet bursting, you're gone. But, you know, it's like, there's a lot of similarities with, you know, this, especially people who are outcasted otaku men and women, or access men, you know, and the thing with this is, like, you know, obviously we know depression doesn't discriminate. I mean, if you believe it does, if you believe that it only chooses certain individuals, then I would say you really need to rethink your whole life, honestly. But the thing with this depression, anxiety, you know, it's not like Super Boo. It can't be reasoned with. You know, it's very much like Kid Boo, and it's very destructive too. Like, the thing with, you know, the least little thing, you know, a person who's depressed or anxious, you know, it could set them off. It could, you know, it can make them seppuku. It could make, you know, whatever. And it's like, you know, that's one of the harsh realities about it is, you know, it's very much like Kid Boo's nature in that. And to make matters even worse, so, like, Kid Boo, you know, was even, like, so strong that the dude was even picking, like, fights with people in the afterlife. And it's like, you know, while depression and anxiety can't necessarily do that, but I'm going to tell you now, it definitely feels like it can, because, you know, you could have, like, you could wake up feeling good, you know, you could wake up excited about a new game you're going to go pick up, or say a new movie you're going to go watch, or, you know, you're going to go talk with your spouse, or you're going to talk with that friend, if you have that, you know. If you have depression and anxiety to the maximum, I'm going to be blunt right here, there will always be something to rain on your parade on this day. Like, I don't know, it's almost like the universe is, like, working against you, right? Like, that's how it works. And it's like, that's the most brutal part about it, because, you know, you wake up, you feel great for the morning. It's like something always happens, like, always happens to screw it up, right? And, you know, it never really fails. Like, you know, there's been several times where I'd get, like, a new game, I'd start playing a new game, bam, somebody would die. Or, you know, like, in real life, or somebody would, you know, something would happen. Like, it's always something. It's like, bam. It's like, nope, can't be happy. You got to be depressed. It's like, I guess this is obviously true for people who actually care. You know, people who don't give a shit about nothing, obviously I would say this probably ain't true. You know, nothing phases them. I mean, I've personally witnessed this happen to a whole town of people, believe it or not. When a tornado went through, all they cared about was gossiping and all that stuff. So I've done talked about this on YouTube before, but yeah, you know, the thing with like, sorry, it's windy again. The thing with Kid Buu is like, you know, he doesn't ever get like tired. Like he's got like, you know, unlimited regeneration. Like he never gets tired. Like you will wear out way before he does. And you know, that's very much how like depression does, right? Like, you know, it just wears you out really quickly. Like, you know, anxiety, whatever, you know, you're dealing with like that. And you know, it's very draining. Like it drains your energy, you know, you know, and it's kind of like Super Saiyan 3 in a way. Like when you know, when Goku's energy was drained because of Super Saiyan 3 and he had to return back to the afterlife early because he drained the rest of his time, right? You know, it's like that is very much true when it comes to a person who has anxiety and depression. Like it definitely feels that way. Like, but another thing too with it is like, you know, if Goku had lost that fight, like, you know, that would have been it. You know, that was the one fight, like, you knew that, like, there's everything at stake here. Like, if he loses, then that's going to be bad. You know, and that's kind of how it's like, you know, with the depression, the anxiety, the seppuku thoughts or whatever. It's like, you know, if you lose the battle, that's it, you know. And that's just really the harsh reality of it. Like, you know, and to top it all off, it's like a lot of these people, you know, there's a song, it's a song by Seether. It's called Walk Away from the Sun. And in the song, he's talking about like outcasted people, depressed people, anxious people, all in one package. Like they're all the same. Like they have all three basically. And you know, in the song, he says we're medicated and scared. And you know, that's honestly how it works. Like, you know, like these people, they get scared a lot. They have bouts of fearful episodes. I'm not necessarily just talking about PTSD. I'm talking about like a lot of other things.
That's my bad.
But like,
Excuse me, that's my bad.
it's just like, sorry, there's a normie here sitting here trying to grab my wife's bag. These normies, bro. Anyway, like, yeah, back to my point. Sorry, there's a lot of normies around. But like, you know, it's just, it really goes to show that, like, you know, when you're depressed, when you're anxious, you know, if you lose that battle, it's, you have everything to lose, just like Goku did. And your whole world's at stake. Like, your entire world is at stake, and it's just really brutal. But like, you know, you feel like you're drowning, obviously, and such and stuff. But like, you know, the thing with that too is like, you know, you can't really, get one up on it. Like, you know, especially if it's something you'll deal with for the rest of your life, right? Like it's very brutal. But you know, the depression, anxiety. Basically, my point is, it's very chaotic. Like Kid Buu, it's very chaotic, and it doesn't rest. It doesn't give up. You know, when you fight, it fights back 10 times harder, maybe even 20 times harder. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a brutal reality. But you know, the Kid Buu thing, yeah, it's pretty brutal. You know, he's definitely someone to be feared, and because you know the thing is you know you never know what he's going to do next, right? And that's kind of how like depression, anxiety goes. You never know how hard it's going to hit next time. It just hits, right? Like you'll never know, and it's just it's brutal. But anyway, this has been it for another video. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. I'm pretty sure you probably get my point. But, yep. Anyway, see you guys.